think one of the biggest paradoxes in my journey and the baseball metaphor and how I view school is kind of crazy compared to other people who are just there to save energy until the end of the day. And at one point or another in my journey, I've been saying to everybody in my school that I've been struggling to get to a group. And I think I forgot to tell everybody that this was for a specific mission. I already had an easy shared context friend group passport. That was with people who I met and attachees from Rayon's group and other guys who I've been with. Credit to the ones who I have actually played Uno with. I believe this was with Anthony. I think this was with Rayon's group. And I've been with these people for quite a bit until I decided to leave home nest group temporarily to find something in me emotionally that I want to seek in other people. And that goal was to find belonging, but not any type of it. Is that feeling of belonging outside local groups who come naturally, but rather a belonging that was made out of choice, one that was built with people. And most high school friend groups are made out of like shared context, I get that, but like I'm looking for that type of belonging that's like solid, is it legit? And I know there's some out there that are there. And in my tenure as a sophomore, I woke up early and in the mornings too, and I did a lot of that work. I appeared at lunch, I hesitated, but I still did the job that I did. And I've joined and gotten into quite many groups, and I think everybody has their own uniqueness, and there are a few that I did want to join, but I did not have enough time. I was too busy to do so. But something in me told me that I shouldn't stick to a place yet back then. I should keep going, and I should keep fighting my own anxiety. But at the end, unfortunately, I was not able to find that belonging because of my own fear and the natural social dynamics that occur. And there were a lot of good ones too, who I might revisit sometime. But I felt like others never really stick too much, so I kept going anyway. But at the end, when we're talking about the morning period, and in terms of filling my friend groups for every single period that I have, not just morning or lunch. And I wasn't ever truly able to find that like belonging. I did find it with Noel and Layla. The credits to you guys, but I was too conversationally dry to try to express myself. And you guys are seniors too, so you're gonna graduate at the end. And to be honest, a lot of people know last year that I've been in some troubling stints with some other groups, and I faced some things here and there when it comes to social stuff. But many of these groups, from the loud ones to the ones in the quad to the quiet ones in the library, all taught me too many things. But it showed me that in the social hierarchy and friendships, people have things to defend. There's a certain amount of power people have and fears too, like what they go against the group. And there's also preconceived notions and biases about people that people have, like that one girl who is in soccer, of who I talked to, but they blocked me later on at lunch last year. Everybody has that fear too. Even the nester trying to find other groups they think is compatible, or even strangers, while some others have it a little bit easier. And a lot of friends told me that this journey would be difficult because I'm trying to find a uniquely colored needle in a haystack of needles where every color itself is pretty unique. And it is truly noble in that manner to do so. But social groups have their own internal callings and their internal jokes. Everybody is unique, from being a closed off group, being something in the middle, or just being an open group. And realized is that since I'm walking alone beyond the borders of my own group and stepping out and taking out my own fear, like I too have a reputation, a social standing, have the same anxieties as about any other group. So I decided to go anyway last year and tread up my own journey. And I've adopted thousands and thousands of metaphors and lots of observations, and I decided to rebrand that same things that other groups have, like the anxieties, the social standings, the reputation, and put it into metaphor, put it into videos, and put it, of course, into the baseball metaphor. And in that metaphor, since I'm essentially going alone, I'm essentially my own Mike Trout, my own worst player, but also the pitcher, the batter, the manager, and every single role that it has in the team. Also the social media manager too. And that kind of changes a lot of the things, because if I do seriously want to build my skills and vlog the day, I will be paying serious attention to the people around me. It acts as an anti-sedative because most people just want to pass the day. I'm looking to build off of it and export it at the end. The social fear of approaching a large group, at least in the metaphor, is reframed to the greatest player on my team approaching another different team to pitch to. It objectifies some self-worth, which usually fluctuates in the teenage period, into something that is always as it is, but just into a metaphor to ensure that I don't doubt myself. And that feeling is kind of liberating because not many people have freedom in the school to move around. But socially, everybody has agency to do what they wish. And I decided to go in that metaphor and go to random people. Keep on going, keep on building my own skills. And I am still a shy boy and will still be like anyone else, but I will not score perfectly all the time, and I will get strikeouts. But at the end, I am my own greatest player in my franchise, and I am the front office, the back office, and any office. So it's up to me to build off of my own terms and this self-guided journey beyond different groups of borders. That kind of reframes it because school is no longer in the metaphor. It is a major league social stadium where I get to talk to people and set out my own journey and pitches and skills. Every period becomes its own metaphorical inning where I get to improve my conversational skill and build with people instead of surviving the day. And in some ways, it's counterintuitive because I'm paying full attention to the social hierarchy. I might be investing in something that I know will evaporate after graduation, but I'm eventually converting it into a video, so at the end, that doesn't really matter as much. But at this point, is in the stadium metaphor, I get to do something, I get to build something, and I get to really try out at something. And I think that serious major leaguer intentionality ensures that like no person will be forgotten, no observation will be forgotten. Someone who I say thinks is lonely will be logged as I think they're a little bit lonely in the log, or someone who needs help will be assisted. And no day will be boring like the textbook "school is boring" trope that I said last time, but I might naturally put unrealistic conversational expectations on people because at the end, most are low bandwidth and just looking to get through the day. So I do have to watch out for that because I might unintentionally go a little bit far. But as an honor to last year until I stick to a group, I mean, I would remain untethered from my local boy group in search of something else and just keep on going to random people, get as much friendships and things as possible until I finally stick somewhere. And the thing is that I don't even use or record people at school, so it just makes the effort more worth it physically once I'm at my home and putting it onto a script. And it is interesting because at that point, that turns school that is seen as a prison into a major league stadium. I become the own MLB major leaguer of social conversations. Every day is a new pitch, a new chance to improve with people. Every day is game day to stop my own social anxiety of a 180-day school season. And friend groups have things to defend. I have that too. But I know at the end, I have to build something and go out there more with more people. And at the end, I mean, I won't be in this metaphor all the time because I do need a friend group and complete my mission last year. I want to be in a friend group's here for their roster, even if it's just for a basic conversation. But I would wonder the reaction though. Like, imagine I did approach a random person and then they see log later that their interaction turned into a skill improvement video. Like, that much serious is absolutely magnetic. And well, not many people use this type of metaphor all the time, and some people are so silent about it too. But it does remind everyone that people are not metaphors, people are not baseball games to say that. So, though literally, I won't not put physical expectations on people, and that yes, most of the time I will have strikeouts, but I do have to be well liked sometimes. I do have to be a little bit more lighthearted because at the end, well, we gotta survive the school day too. We gotta keep on going like everyone else. But that frame has changed because in metaphor, school no longer is a boring day that I want to graduate from. It is the only major league stadium of social conversation for the rest of my life of who I can really test my own identity. Because in adolescence, well, speaking as both the literal anthropologist and the physical person experiencing it, is that people have many identity crises. People have their own journeys with other people, and friend groups have their own troubles as people grow. But in my own journey, I'll have that trouble too. But it's kind of the metaphor is also a test of my own identity. It's a test of what will I do with this? What will I do with my anxiety? What will I do to help my own skills? And what will I do to help others, most importantly?